Mike, you ready for the presentation?
You know, actually, Daniel, this has been a great class, and I'm excited to do this presentation. But you know what? Talking about surf and skiing has made me want to hit the water.
I don't know, it's pretty dark outside. It's pretty cold. Don't you think? The water?
It is cold. It is dark. But you know what? I got FriesenWear. So I'm ready to jump in, man. I got the prototype. What do you think?
I mean, it looks good, but I mean, I don't know. This water's pretty cold.
Oh yeah, my finger. But
Sure
watch this.
All
Watch
right.
this. This is FriesenWear, Daniel.
All right.
FriesenWear. You ready?
Do I pause it?
Isn't that water freezing right now?
No, it's not freezing at all. And let me tell you why. Because this is temperature controlled clothing meant for leisure, sports activities, and competition. If you get FriesenWear, it'll change your life.
All right, so I'm sure at this point you're dying to know more about FriesenWear. So let me have Michael here explain a little bit more about the company.
We're just going to start out with the last name, FriesenWear. My name is Michael Friesen, so I am the founder of the company, and I came up with the idea, being from Canada, I would always dress to be warm, and it would be a combination of clothing and jackets and different things. So I got the name when people would ask me, hey, what are you wearing? What did you put together? And the joke was going around saying, oh, that's FriesenWear. Michael put on FriesenWear so he can make sure he remained at a normal temperature, a warm temperature. So I thought to myself, for people who are surfing or people who are skiing, competitive sports, leisure sports, or just having fun, people want to be comfortable even when it's too cold. So that's kind of the history behind it. That's kind of the background behind it, just to give you a little exposition on it. The reason why Daniel and I are teaming up to produce this clothing line is we feel like there's a market for it. If statistics show for ski clothing, as of 2017, it's an $8 billion industry, and heading into 2025, it's going to move into an $11 billion market industry just for the clothing wear. And as far as the surf clothing, a $9.5 billion industry expected to go by 2025. So we think it's a great opportunity to introduce a new line of clothing that will be competitive with Billabong, Quicksilver, and the usual suspects for ski and clothing wear. However, we think one of the things will set us apart is with the innovation technology to have specific temperature controlled clothing as a specialty product in addition to a regular clothing line. I think Daniel's going to add some information as well. So Daniel's going to go over some, what are you going to go over?
I'm going to go over some issues that we may encounter when going into creating FriesenWear. Since we are a startup company, there's quite a lot that we could run into that can kind of hinder our production and our growth as a company. Some of them might include, the product design. This is something that we're going to take really seriously because our whole brand is surrounded by this one product. We have to make sure it is perfect. And then the build, we have to find out who's going to be able to build these products, which includes the material, includes the suppliers, the manufacturers. Those are actually going to be one of our most important aspects of this company starting off, because of course, if we can't find the right suppliers, the right manufacturers, and the right materials, then our whole goals are kind of, they get a little bit, how would I say that? They get a little bit
Fuzzy.
get a little bit fuzzy. Because, like I said, the material. What we want to do at FriesenWear is create low price, high quality products. So if we can't find a manufacturer that can do this at a lower price, and we can't find materials to do this at a low price, it hinders a lot of what we want to do. So that's going to be one issue that we're going to look into, as well as we want to look into American manufacturing. That's just something that a lot of consumers look for, and something we want to get into a little bit more.
And I just want to point out that that's going to be very important to FriesenWear, because Billabong, Quicksilver, all the major surf companies and snow providers, they outsourced overseas. And we think it's very important. We're going to try to be competitive with our pricing, but we think it's very important for the product to be American made. And I do want to point out that this is a marketing plan, but we're also in the development of a new company, a new product entrance. So we're also becoming a new company, becoming a new product, and marketing at the same time. So there's a lot of wheels spinning for this plan, but we feel like the idea is successful. We feel like that we will make a name for ourselves, American made, and that will really set us apart.
Yeah, so on top of that, we still have to, once we get this product done, we still have to worry about creating our website, making sure that that is up and running, and that we find a way to reach out to all these consumers through different strategies, such as digital strategies that will relate to stuff such as social media, which we'll get into shortly.
So we're kind of excited, to get this product off the ground. In analyzing markets and looking at the challenges and some of the key issues that Daniel just talked about, Daniel and I as a company have decided we kind of have to break down our objectives, and that would be several things, from product visibility, product sponsorship, product supply, vertical integration, horizontal integration, distribution channels, and product development, and also making sure that we move slowly into the market so we can maintain budgets. Daniel's going to talk a little bit later about product visibility through digital marketing. One of the things I want to focus on is product sponsorship. I think if we can get our product in major events with major athletes and major team sports, that can show not just that our product is quality, but that it's functional, that it's American made, that people will really buy into what we believe in. We don't want to just sell a product, another surf product. We want to sell a surf product that's high quality and American made, providing jobs for Americans, and also something that we're proud of. That's important to us as a company, and if we have to start off slow, that's okay. We're not concerned about that. I think during this process, it's going to be important for us to look at the supply chain and vertical integration and horizontal integration. Understanding vertical integration, either backwards or forwards, is basically the supply chain that will help us develop the product, create the product, manufacture the product, distribute the product, put the product in retail locations for the consumer. And also understanding that horizontal integration would be our company wanting to work with certain aspects of the product to make sure that we're producing the same product. So we'll be working in concert at the same stages with some companies as far as the temperature controlled products, the specialty products. Where are we at on that stage? How's the research coming? Is it fully developed? Have we fully completed a fully prototype as the one you just saw? Is it perfected? Is it ready to go? So these are the things that will be a perpetual process. We do not think that we have everything together. We don't think our marketing plan is perfect. We don't think our product is perfect, but we do think we're ready to enter the markets and really make a statement as why we want to enter the market, because we think it's going to be a quality product. We think it's going to provide American jobs, and we think it will make a difference. It will stand out against the competition. And finishing up the objectives, very important for us to be a debt-free company. We do not want to take on debt on hypotheticals, on expected profit margins. We only want to use the capital that we've raised already, the capital that we have currently for the company, to move the product ahead. So we will be maintaining a small company, a small employee group, and just moving slowly as we develop the product we want to develop. And these are kind of our objectives.
All All right, so you've heard a lot about the way we plan to proceed with getting FriesenWear up and running in terms of building the products, making sure we have the manufacturing done, making sure the quality is where we want it to be. Once that is done, so how are we going to get it to our consumers? Well, that's going to involve some marketing. It's going to involve some strategies, some digital strategies, which is going to be one of our main focuses. Now, digital strategy, it has a very broad spectrum. There's so much we could look into when it comes to digital strategy. You can see stuff on TV, radios, billboards, whatnot. But as of now, as being a startup, we're not quite there yet in terms of that aspect of digital advertising. But we want to start with social media advertising. We feel that that's a good place to start for FriesenWear because it involves us reaching a lot of consumers, and it's gonna help us in terms of our budget because we found ways that make it a little bit cheaper to advertise, yet reach a bunch of different consumers. One way is through dynamic funneling. Now, dynamic funneling is basically a way where you can reach out to customers through their searches. So, for example, let's say someone searches up snowboard apparel, surfing apparel, like on Google, or if they're looking at pages on Instagram, Facebook. Now, I'm sure some of us have experienced this already where you see an ad pop up. You have no idea why it's there, but then you think about it and you're like, oh, I was just looking at surfboards. I was just looking at surfing. Now I know why this ad is here. That's something that we want to do because this is a way to target people who already have an interest in snowboarding, surfing, etc. Anything related to the apparel that we are selling here at FriesenWear. So that's going to be a good way to first reach out to people who we know are already interested before we even get to people who may not have a full interest in surfboarding or snowboarding, whatnot. This will be a great way for us to reach out to those who already have an interest in it. Moving on, we also want to reach out to social media influencers. Now, many of us know that social media influencers, they have a lot of power. I mean, some of these people have millions and millions of followers, which can be turned into consumers for FriesenWear. So one way that we plan to go about this is we've searched social media influencers related to that of surfing, snowboarding, and we want to reach out to them this time. We want to offer them some apparel that FriesenWear sells, and we want them to give their honest review about it, which of course we are fully confident in our product to give an honest but yet positive review. With that being done, we will see the social media influencer, whoever it may be, still to come, they will kind of talk about it, and then their followers will get a better sense of what we have to offer. And like I mentioned, social media influencers have a lot of power over, like in the word, influence of their followers. So if we could get some of these social media influencers to do this, then we have a whole new spectrum of consumers here. I mean, we're talking millions and millions. Even if it's not in the millions, we're still looking at hundreds of thousands, that's a great way for FriesenWear to take our product off the ground and begin marketing. Once that is done, then we'll start making our way to the digital strategies, seeing it maybe on TV, getting into more of the search engine aspect of digital marketing. But for now, social media sounds like it's going to be our best bet, especially since our store is going to primarily be an online store right when we start. The FriesenWear company, having people already online, they'll be able to search right into our website based off of the social media influencer, based off of the ads that are going to be geared towards them. We'll have a link right there. Go straight to our store. You'll be able to buy right then and there.
And I think just to touch on that, what our hope is, FriesenWear, we want to follow this route of advertising because it'll be a low cost for us initially. We have very limited budgets and we want to fully focus on the product development, making sure it's a quality product, and kind of like word of mouth. We think will give it just that extra advantage. Not being advertised, just, oh, where'd you get that? That's FriesenWear. That's the latest and greatest thing. Just kind of building up high expectation quality for a new product in the surf and snow markets. So in conclusion, for everyone that's watching this video, we just want to say thank you. We hope we're not boring you, but we're excited to present this marketing strategy for FriesenWear. Just kind of recap, we're a new company, new product entrant, so we're kind of doing a culmination of forming a new corporation, continue to develop a new product with honest feedback, and to use digital marketing, word of mouth, to spread our product to keep our costs low. As Daniel stated earlier, our online website will be the beginning of our storefront, and from there possibly we can move into brick and mortar, at least into existing brick and mortar applications. But Daniel's kind of going to break it down a little bit, but just to recap some of the goals, the objectives, the strategies, and the tactics that we're going to use are primarily going to be focused on developing a quality product that's American made, that people can trust, and is supported by American workers.
Yeah, so throughout this presentation, you've heard a lot, but being the startup company that we are, there's still a lot of details that have gone into this. We've done our research, we've looked into everything possible, whether it be our strengths and weaknesses. We've gone into everything. So at this point, we're pretty confident that our 1 year goal of launching FriesenWear is going to become a success. We've done everything we've needed to do. So at this point, it's just continuing on with our plan, making sure we're reaching our goals, making sure our strategies and tactics are in place, and making sure that they're working towards our final goal of becoming, a large company. We want to be in competition with the big boys, with Billabong, with all those big companies. We want to make sure we're at that level. And starting off where we are now, we think we figured it out, what we need to do. Of course, there's going to be bumps in the road, but we're fully prepared to go around those. We're fully prepared to take on whatever comes our way. And we feel that FriesenWear is going to offer a great product. It's going to be great service. And it's just going to be an overall great company for all consumers, which may be, some of you in the future.
Yeah, and we just want to end with saying, if you do go skiing and if you do go surfing and you find out with the equipment and the clothing that you're wearing is making you too cold, well, the simple answer to that is you didn't have FriesenWear.
Simple as that.
That was good.